Another one of our fans, Chris Courtney, asks the question, did you believe the story when you read the script?
Yes, I did, Chris. I did believe it. I mean, I believed it, yes. I think that's part of the actor's job, is to jump in and believe it. And how you justify it as your own particular way that you work. But yes, and I think it was believable, whether or not one believes that it was the spirits or one believes that it was the psychological damage of this family. That, yeah. I think this is why this movie scares a lot of people, because I think there is a lot of underlying truth to this, and it can be some people are very upset by this film, and some people are very entertained by this film. I mean, I happen to think it's an entertaining movie that deals with adult themes.
Nick is asking the question, did you ever read any of the books or even see part one of the movie, the original Amityville Horror, before you did this film?
No.
Never saw anything?
I didn't see the first movie. I don't know why. I didn't see it. And then when I got cast in this movie, I definitely didn't want to see it, because some people said, well, let me go see the first movie. And I said, I don't want to see the first movie because I don't want it to impact me. I want this to be like the movie. And I didn't read the books, but I did hear about, we did discuss with Damiano the implication that this was a family that was very troubled, and that it was going to be about this family and what happens to them, adding on the mysterious, the intangible, the spirits of the dead or whatever was there, that it would affect you. So I decided, well, I'll just go with that. And of course, you use your imagination. It's really interesting because, as you mentioned, when that boy was young, he was in a violent, abusive family. That the father threw him against when he was 2 years old. The father threw him against the wall. I mean, that's real brutality. That's brutality on. So they had to come from a violent, brutal family, with the father. Maybe the mother wasn't able to protect them. She was probably abused too. So, I mean, in a way, it makes sense that out of that kind of abuse can come a certain amount of violence, that all of a sudden people, it's like the abused women syndrome. You take so much and all of a sudden it explodes and people get killed. And I think that's sort of what makes sense to me about what happened. Now you add the mysterious element, which Albert Einstein even said, it's more powerful than anything logical, and it is. And there, we were talking about this before. I believe that there are forces out there that we don't understand, and guardian angels and spirits and things. I believe that. I can't explain it, but I believe that there are these other forces. Now, having said that, for me personally, I think it was more out of the psychological violence and the abuse that this family got killed. But it makes for good film to have the other added in, because everybody loves a good horror story. I mean, they're entertaining, right? I mean, and it does give you I mean, I remember when I was a kid, I loved to go see a horror story and scream and be scared. And it's like a roller coaster ride where you go down the roller coaster and you scream your head off.
If you were like me as a kid, you just couldn't get that feeling enough.
Right, exactly. That's why you saw the movie when you were 7.
The Saturday matinee, so at least it was light outside.
Yeah. Yes.
So you started out in Tom's River.
We started out in Tom's River.
Okay.
The exterior of the house they found that matched was close was the one in Tom's River, and so all the exteriors basically were shot in Tom's River, except the camping sequence with James Olsen and the other wonderful actor. That was shot in around Mexico City somewhere, that camping sequence. But every other exterior was shot in Tom's River, And all the interiors were shot at the Churubusco Studios in Mexico City.
How long did it take to shoot the exteriors?
We were only there for like a week, maybe 7-8 days, and then the whole company flew to Mexico City.
Okay. How long did the shoot in Mexico City take? How long did
It was
take?
about 2 months.
2
So
months,
2 months
really?
shoot, yeah. When I fell on that hard wood floor. Now, the first take was probably the best take, but the camera screwed up. It was out of focus or something had happened. Then I said, okay, so we'll do it again. We did it the second time. Something else screwed up with the camera. Did it the third time. Something else screwed up with the camera. And I said to Damiano, wait, because I'm really hitting that floor hard.